Fat Bass Podcast, number
85.
all right, number 85. We're gonna call it that.
85.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good with that.
Well, it's hard to determine the numbers because sometimes at first we were doing them
Mhm.
and then we were doing them with people. So we weren't really counting we weren't really counting theirs, but ours. So then it just went to the moon.
Yeah, so we just got a billion out
Yeah.
there. It doesn't
But it's
matter.
June 30th. Today is
Yes,
June 30th.
June
June
30th.
30th podcast.
Yeah.
June 30th
Yeah,
podcast.
so we're wrapping up June. We've got quite a few folks out there that are on the leaderboard. It's kind of a more stingy June, but I mean, we kind of thought it was going to be that way towards
Yeah.
the summer months.
Yeah, tournaments are winding down.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's thinking about getting their Daisy Duke shorts on like Pierce and little, can you call them wife beaters anymore? Is that the
Well, I don't know. This just seems like it's your daydream.
We're getting off topic here.
But anyways, we got Mr. Mike Wotawa on. Nothing like having you on the last day of June for your win back in May. So it all comes back together. But Mike, how you doing, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Man, doing great.
Pretty good. It's hot outside.
It is hot.
Yeah, we got 4th of July coming up this weekend. You got any big plans?
Just going up to the lake and hanging out with friends, do a little fishing.
You are going to be one of those people that it's going to be crowded.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
mean,
hold on. Which lake are you going to?
Mark Twain Lake. Typically, we got to be off the water by 9 or 10 before the pleasure boaters clog up the ramps.
Nice.
So,
really, in the morning?
yeah, get out there about 5:30 and fish for 4 or 5 hours, and then get the hell off because you'll be sitting in line for an hour.
Really? I would think Mark Twain, kind of like Mark Twain's like a pommy, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
very similar.
I would think that your traffic wouldn't be as big, but I imagine if there's a puddle on the side of the road, there's going to be about 10 people in it splashing around.
Yes, ever since COVID, it's been pretty busy. Plus, the Mississippi River is flooded, so I expect a lot of the river rats to be there, which typically happens when it's flooded.
Nice. Yeah.
Well,
nice.
The $500 winner.
I know, man. I saw you cash the check. Let's go. What'd you buy?
Haven't bought anything with it yet. A few baits, but
there you go.
That just goes in the general fund.
Yeah.
Now that 7.14, is that one of your bigger fish or?
No, my PB is an 8.3 that I also caught in a tournament. But it is the biggest bass that I've weighed in Mark Twain in a tournament.
Nice.
Is that pretty? Are there 6, 7? I mean, there's a 7-pounder in there, but has anybody weighed that in the last year? All the tournaments you've been fishing?
Yeah, actually, funny story about that. In that tournament, I took second big bass.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah. So there was a 7.4 caught that beat us out, which it didn't expect. And then a couple weeks later, I caught another one, just, fun fishing, 7 pounds even. So she's got them in there. Twain's got some big fish. She just doesn't have a lot of fish in her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look at that. You heard it here first. He got second big bass, but still won $500 through the Fat Bass Challenge.
Yeah.
Let's
that
go.
was awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, what's funny is, so I signed up for Fat Bass because of Dick Herbert. He was talking about it on Facebook and in person. And I caught that bass. We were really struggling in that tournament. And I caught that bass that put us in third place. And it was about 2 hours before the tournament was over. And I'd already weighed in and I was standing around talking. And Hamilton and Dick Herbert walk up. And as soon as I saw them, I remembered I'm in Fat Bass Challenge. I had forgotten all about being in Fat Bass Challenge at that point. And Hamilton, I think he had a 5.99 and was leading at the time. And when I walked up to him, he gave me some crap about it.
Yeah, did it?
Yeah, he's good at that. He's good at
Yeah, he
that.
is
Giving
good
you
at
a little bit of crap. Yeah, you have to.
Right. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a good guy.
Yeah. How many boats were in that tournament?
I think 73 at
Oh,
the time.
wow.
Yeah.
What tournament was that?
That was the FX Freshwater
Okay,
series run by Keith Davis.
they're making a pretty good splash around.
They
I mean,
really are.
He he takes it very seriously. He's done so much for that circuit. The best thing is, he has 4 tournaments on your local lake. He does here in Truman. He tried to do Lake of the Ozarks in the winter, but there was too many tournaments to compete with. But so you have 4 tournaments, and then he has the Classic on your lake, and I think he takes 10% from each tournament, and that goes towards the Classic. And then so when you have the Classic on your own lake, that's very appealing. But he also does what's really cool is he started a few years ago a bracket. So the first 32 boats that sign up, they compete against each other. Each tournament, you face off against another competitor, and then you try to eliminate your other competitor. Then the next tournament, there's 16. Then the third tournament, there's 8 people left. Then there's 4, and then in the championship, the final 2 go up against in the bracket, and you win $1,000 if you win that bracket.
So that's going on right now.
We're in the final 4. We've got we won it 2 years ago. We won the bracket 2 years ago, and we're in the final 4 to win it this year as well.
Was that the one that you were holding up that belt?
No, that's the solo that he puts on. He runs a solo tournament on Twain in October, and you can win that belt. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. That's a
And
neat system, the bracket system. Kind of
that's
like your
cool.
March Madness type.
Yeah, I really like.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like you don't see a whole lot of like differentiators. Most of the time, it's just
Yeah,
fish tournament, AOY at the end of the
Right.
year, whatever. But the bracket's pretty cool.
because you do the bracket throughout the year, right? Where you
Yes, the
fish.
first 32 boats that sign up get to do it. What he started this year, which was really cool, is so after the first round, 16 people are eliminated, 16 boats. He made a losing bracket that those 16 get to compete against each other for, I think it's like $250 in Crocagator gift certificates. So, he's always adding little things, like that. He's got, I think you win $100 for the smallest bag, 5 fish limit. He's got like 2 or 3 spots out of the money that he pays out. One's a K-man spot, the K spot. I think that's $150 for first out of the money. Second out of the money is $50 from pattern tackle. He's just got all these incentives that make it a lot of fun to fish.
Huh. Is that the only one you fish, or is there some club tournaments and?
That's the only one I commit to. I've got a son in college, and so I don't commit to the other ones as much. But we fish most of the opens that are around, and we fish some Joe Bass here and there.
Yeah.
But really, there's only 2 major circuits: the Joe Bass and FX up at Twain.
Yeah, it seems like it seems like there's a lot more people fishing tournaments up at Mark Twain. I mean, how long have you been up there?
I've been fishing up there pretty seriously since about 2012. And then we got a camper 5 or 6 years ago up in the campground up there. So um, we've been fishing pretty seriously for better part of a decade. Um, Before 2012, I would go up there for a club tournament, but I really liked, Lake of the Ozarks and other lakes over Twain. But I pretty much stay up at Twain at this point. It's just more convenient. Get to spend more time with the family, work stuff, and then we got the camper up there. So plus they do run summer tournaments, which a lot of other lakes don't have as many summer tournaments. So that's a plus as well.
What's the length limit? Is it 12 inches on?
15.
Oh, it is 15.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was 12 or not, because Table Rock's implemented that 12-inch rule.
Mhm.
There's some others around them here and started to implement that 12-inch rule. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
good that they're not doing it.
Yeah.
They don't need to. They got
Yes.
fat bass in
Yeah,
there.
they just got a bunch of fat bass in there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So what's your can you fish is it Lake St. Louis?
No, I live about 15 minutes from there, but I don't have property there, so I can't fish that lake.
Oh, so
Oh.
like a private lake or whatever. You gotta
Yeah, you have to be a resident or fish with
gotcha.
somebody that is a resident.
Gotcha. Is your boy fishing in college
No,
or?
he he hates fishing. He loved it when he was a kid. I took him out catching bluegill when he was about 8 or 9, him and his cousin, and they saw me catch a bass jumping all over the place, and they got all excited. But and they wanted to go bass fishing. I told them, I said, it's the wrong time. They didn't listen. So I took them out fishing a few times. Of course, they didn't catch anything. This time of year, it's really hard to catch fish. Then ever since then, he's just had no interest in fishing.
Gotcha.
But he did fish his first tournament with me, the Everlands tournament up there, Father's Day weekend. That was the first tournament he's fished with me, and he did enjoy himself and caught a keeper in it. So
Nice.
What's he going for in college?
yeah, well, he kind of keeps changing, but computer engineering. He goes to Missouri State S&T out there, and he's with, I guess, the ever changing field. He kind of keeps changing what he's gonna go do. So, but he's doing a co-op right now at Hunter Engineering. He's been there for a few months, took a semester off, and they work with automotive parts and all the technology with that, and he loves doing that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha.
good kid.
Well, what about the forward-facing sonar stuff? Do you catch them up there, Mark Twain, on that, or are you, you and Randy Blockett are buddies, or are you enemies?
No, we're not buddies or enemies. Twain is different when it comes to forward-facing sonar. So I was one of the first ones that got it. I've had it for over 5 years now.
Really?
And what I use it for is mostly to see structure, cover, things like that. The problem with Twain is it doesn't have the population of bass that other lakes have, and it has a lot of trash fish. Plus, the water is always murky. Even when it clears up, it gets a real heavy algae bloom. So when you go out and try to target fish on a jig head minnow, at least for me and a lot of other people I fish with, fish against, it's very difficult to target those fish and actually win a tournament because there's so many catfish, so many drum, a lot of drum, a lot of gar. Um, the basically a third of the lake is completely useless up the rivers. They're just taken over by trash fish. You can take live scope up there, light it up. You see all kinds of fish up there, but it's hard to even catch a bass up there.
Huh.
So with that, I don't think, I don't know of anybody that's using live scope. Every once in a while I'll hear somebody come up and do pretty good with, targeting those suspended fish. And of course I always try it. But I don't think it's a lake that's really conducive to that because it just has so many trash fish.
Hmm.
And it's real. It's got a lot of trees, like Truman.
A lot of trees, yes.
Oh, tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you fish mostly shallow? Is that kind of your style?
Uh, no, our strength is mostly fishing deeper offshore. We fish shallow, of course, when we have to. I caught that 714 in May, but I caught that in 10, 12 foot of water. Because she was down there a little bit deeper, and they just weren't on the bank. So it's a good lake when the fish do get shallow. It's a good spinnerbait, chatterbait lake. You can have a lot of fun with that when they get up. But once that spawn is over and the shad spawn is over, um, unless the lake is flooded and it's up in the grass, they'll mostly move offshore. At least for us.
Yeah. Is it high right now?
Yes, it got up to 617, which is about 11 feet high. They've been dropping it ever since. I think it's at I'd say 613. I think right now.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
like Palmy because
Yeah.
there was a tournament on Palmy this weekend. It was like 12 or 13 feet high, going back in some people's
Yeah.
house and living
Yeah.
rooms and all
Fishing
that.
in the basement.
Fishing in the basement, things like that. Yeah, I fished by the porta potty at Table Rock one day.
Man, that sounds like a crappy.
It was a crappy situation. There was no bass.
Yeah, I bet not.
Did you hear about that guy on? He dropped his sunglasses. This is off subject, but he dropped his sunglasses in those not the porta potties, but the ones at the campgrounds. It's just a hole,
Oh yeah.
and tried to get it.
Oh no.
Tick.
Nope.
Fell in
Nope.
head first.
Oh no.
Took him 15 minutes to get him out. That's some hot. I'd do it for some Costas. I just dive right in.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Do like a dive like that.
well, that's my question. Like, how deep was it, or how high was that piled up?
I don't know.
That's
I was
disgusting.
like, that had to be some 400. Well, AI glasses, meta glasses.
Yeah, the meta glasses.
Hey, we'll all be wearing them next year
That's
when we're
right.
fishing.
That's
We
right.
all have little forward-facing sonar on our glasses, and
Ooh, yeah, I like that idea.
yeah,
Yeah, don't tell Randy Block it because he already believes that.
I believe it's coming out.
Yeah.
Anybody up there fishing all the koiki, urchin, bud ball, butter balls, dangly guys?
I'm sure there are guys up there. I've tried it a few times. I haven't caught much on it. I've got
Really?
other baits that I guess I got more confidence in, but yeah, I haven't caught anything on. The water's been pretty dirty up there, because it keeps fluctuating, going up, and then they drop it, and we get more rain, it goes back up. But in the clear water, you would think it would work by the trees and stuff, and I haven't caught many fish using it yet. So
All right, so I do have a question about. I mean, I know mainly offshore that sort of stuff, but let's say there's a tournament that you can only use 3 lures for the entire tournament. You got to tell me rod reel setups, but you got to tell me the baits. So what are your top 3 techniques that you're going to go with in that tournament?
in an offshore situation,
Let's say it's right now, so end of June on Mark Twain.
okay. End of June, your number one is going to be a shaky head, small trick worm. The shad have spawned. The babies are about 3/4 to an inch long now, and there's an overabundance of shad in that lake. A lot more shad than predators. So when they get small like that, you have to go really small. So shaky head number one, Cinco number two. The jig used to be the dominant lure. That we won a lot of money off the jig up in that lake. The problem is, one of the reasons why there's not so many bass in Mark Twain Lake is because when it rains, it goes up by several feet with dirty water, and it can go up in just a few feet in just a day. And that can kill a lot of spawn, and it actually does kill a lot of spawn. So when you get years that the spawn doesn't get off, because this year I don't think they got a very good spawn off. We caught a lot of bass that were getting ready, and then the lake just shot up. Um, when you don't have as many bass in the lake, that affects other things as well. Some of us believe that has really hurt the crawdad population in that lake. It used to be when you'd have a live well full of fish at the end of the day, you'd have crawdads regurgitated in your live well. We haven't seen that in years in our live well. And I've talked to, several of my fellow fishermen up there. It's the same thing. We just don't see crawdads in our live wells anymore. And the only thing I can think of is the same thing. When they begin to spawn, the lake shoots up or goes down, kills the spawn. So the third one, well, it used to be the first one, the jig. That used to be the powerhouse, but the jig's not as good anymore. I think the third one would probably be a Carolina rig, maybe a brush hog. There are times when those fish will just eat a brush hog. They'll just devour it. And then there's times that they won't touch it. You've got to downsize to a Cinco or a shaky head.
And you said the crawfish population, you think is down because the water fluctuates so much?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not an expert on it, so it's just a theory.
Yeah.
But something happened that the crawdads stopped showing up in our live wells. Don't know what happened, but it's been a few years now. And the only thing I can think of is, because Mark Twain Lake, it can fluctuate. And I'd imagine it's like other species. If that lake shoots up, dirty water blocks the sunlight, maybe those crawdads don't hatch. Whatever the reason is, we don't see as many crawdads, and that jig bite is not the same as you can still catch them on the jig there, and we still throw it and keep it honest, but it is not our most productive bait like it used to be.
I would have never thought that. Really makes a lot of sense. Like especially on like your palmy. I mean, especially this year.
Yeah.
Every lake's gotten hammered. Truman, Palmy, Stockton, Mark Twain,
Well, here,
Lake O.
especially here recently. I mean,
Yeah.
in the past month or so, it's just been
That's why I
freaking
haven't caught 'em on a
monsoon.
jig.
Huh?
That's why I haven't caught 'em on a jig.
That's right.
That's why I've not won tournaments.
That's
I'm
right.
blaming it
Yeah.
on that.
Because you suck at fishing?
Nope.
Or okay, that's
Right, just what he said.
No, that's not it.
There's no crawfish. So I use one rod and one lure.
You just throw a jig.
I just throw a jig.
Yeah, I've fished with Joe enough to know that that's a load of BS.
About 50 rods on the deck. Every color, every size.
Yeah. So, well, you got to tell us the setup on your shaky head. Yeah, well, that was the first one, wasn't that? The shaky head and the Senko and the Carolina rig.
Yeah, on the on the shaky head, I actually don't throw a shaky head. I throw a trick worm on a 1/8 ounce Texas rig, slip sinker, just a 3/0 Gamakatsu round bend hook, and then I throw it on a 7-foot. My favorite setup is a 7-foot medium ducket rod, and of course 8.3 reel, and throw that on 12-pound Tatsu line, and that's the shaky head. I don't like the shaky head because it gives them too much leverage to throw that bait. So that's what and then I throw my Senko, the same setup, 1/8 ounce on a 4/0 round bend, and then a 7-foot medium heavy, of course, 8.3 gear ratio reel.
Man,
the jigs, we throw the because you work the bait with the rod, then you just reel up the slack. So you just drag it or hop it, the jig, like to throw that on at least a 7.6. My favorite jig is to throw the 1/2 ounce football head jig, just drag it real slow out there. And you want a nice long rod so you can make a long cast and get good leverage on a hook set. And then have that parabolic bend because they can get a lot of leverage to throw that bait, especially a 4 or 5 pounder. So I like a little longer rod to keep them buttoned up. So,
nice. Yeah, that's solid. Fishing offshore is kind of foreign to me, so, but I've always heard like the longer rod, a little bit more bend, all of that, keeping them pinned up.
Well, not a lot of, if they're doing it now, it's all forward facing. It's just sonar fishing.
Yeah.
You don't hear anybody Carolina rigging.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, whenever you said Carolina rigging, I was like, man, I really haven't heard that.
He's calling you probably right now.
Yeah.
You didn't be on my show. What about Illinois lakes? You get up there any? Are you close to? Because you're pretty close to that St. Louis, Illinois area.
Yeah, Coffeen was good back when it was a power plant lake. I'm sure it still is. But my favorite lake over in Illinois in the wintertime is Baldwin. Baldwin Lake has some really nice fish in it. So, and used to have some really big smallmouth in it.
You close to Kincaid?
Yes, been to Kincaid. I do like to fish Kincaid. Fish the grass. But yeah, there's grass up there.
Oh, nice. Because we got that tournament's sanctioned on our list is Kincaid. We just did that this year, but the power plant lake would be kind of cool. If you fish, I mean, there's big ones out of that one.
Out of Kincaid?
No, out of the power plant lakes.
Yeah, they used to be bigger. So back before 2012, you could catch 4 or 5 pound smallmouth and bass. 5 casts have 20 pounds in the boat. On a, I mean, not all the time, but it happened a lot more frequently. They had back in a heat wave back in 2012, they ran the power plant when it was 100 degrees out for a week.
Oh,
it boiled all those fish. There hasn't been the size of largemouth, and I haven't heard of or caught myself a smallmouth out of that lake since 2012.
No kidding.
That's interesting.
That is, I wonder if it's just an accident or they don't care.
Yeah, they had to produce power for the AC, being 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And that just boiled that water.
Man, that blows.
And
That's
well, I
a
know there's some in like Kansas area too, like Kansas City and stuff like that. But I never, yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. But ah,
Yeah. Huh. So what's your favorite lake to fish in the Ozarks?
Lake of the Ozarks is has always been my favorite. I've always done really good at that lake. Love fishing docks. You know, there's brush piles everywhere. I don't make it down there as much. You know, I fish that more in the winter time. Um, you know, when it turns spring and in the fall, I'm pretty much up at Twain right now. I do like Palmy. Truman's a lot like Mark Twain Lake, except it has a lot more fish in it. Um, but those Table Rock, that water's a little clear for my liking. Probably just because I've spent so much time at Twain.
yeah.
Uh, but you know, I'd say Lake of the Ozarks probably my favorite.
Are you're pretty far from Wapapello, aren't you?
Pretty far from Wapapella, yeah.
Yeah. We've we've had a lot of big fat bass come out of Wapapello this year. I've
Yeah.
never fished it.
Yeah, I haven't either. Yeah, but it sounds like it's dirty water, lay down, stick ups, all that kind of stuff. Sounds like,
Right.
Mark Twain or a Truman almost.
Yeah. Are there any smaller lakes around there that you're like, oh, I ain't gonna say, but
There's a few. Route J Lake is close to Twain. That's got some good fish in it. Um, you can go out and you can have 25 pounds in your best fish on that lake, but then as soon as it shuts off, it's done. Um, Henry Severs is up there. You know, of course, there's Thomas Hill, and Long Branch that are about an hour and a half north of Twain. So there's some good lakes up there, you know,
the-
that, worth
what
going to.
about the along when you're going out of St. Louis, you're going to kind of like Illinois there, all that like marshy stuff. I know it's like duck land. Is that just that's all that's for, or is it, can you fish?
I don't know. It looks good, doesn't it?
Oh, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
I
I've
mean,
never fished
it's
it.
like I think some of them's even got grass in it.
Yeah, yeah. It does look good, but I've never fished it.
Really, I've always wondered. I mean, I know there's a conservation for duck hunting up there, but I
Yeah.
wondered in the summertimes, like, yeah, it looks like
Dude,
Florida.
you're pulling out 10 pounders.
Oh
What if they're
yeah,
Florida stream
and
bass?
it's
That'd be sick.
right by the highway. One of
Yeah.
them's like
Yeah.
right by the highway.
Yeah.
Like you're in the ghetto,
Hey,
graffitiing on the grass.
yeah, but if I can catch a double digit,
Yeah,
I'm good with dodging bullets.
yeah, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd love to go up there and fish that because I see it all the time I'm traveling, and that'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool.
I
It
mean,
looks like Florida.
yeah.
I mean,
Florida and St. Louis.
they
That's all
probably
right.
throw St. Louis trash in there. You might probably catch some
Yeah.
old diapers and
Hey.
dead bodies or something.
Yeah, but what is it worth? A giant
Yeah,
giant bass.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, I would think so. Well, what else you got on the agenda coming up? Are you FX in the fall? Are you doing anything now? July, August, or
We've got the final FX coming up. We're second in points. We're 4 out of winning the division or the angler, you know, the end of the year points. And then in 3 weeks after that is the FX championship, which is really cool. Then they have a 2-day classic up there in September. That's a fun tournament. Mark Twain Lake Intel puts that one on. And then I think Perrick has an open tournament in September. And then, of course, the fun one is the solo that FX puts on in October. So
so you
Dick
fished
Herber,
the team
Hamilton.
one and the solo.
Yeah, this regular season one, the series is a
Gotcha.
team tournament. Yeah, but the one in October is completely solo.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Well,
I like it, Mike.
yeah.
Anything else before we
Got sponsors.
yeah, anything you want to plug before we pop out of here?
No, no.
Okay.
Don't have any sponsors. Just it's a fun lake to fish. It just frustrates a lot of people because there's not as many fish in it. But we got a great community. We've got a bunch of great guys. Jason Kaiser runs intel up there. People that want to go to Twain, if they're looking for bass and crappie information, you can sign up monthly or yearly. He's always got good information there. We've got the Facebook group. I run the Facebook group for Twain, Mark Twain Lake Anglers. You can always ask, questions in there, find out what's going on. You can always tell with the crappie, if the guides aren't posting, the crappie bite's not very good. If they're posting their limits and their clients, then the fishing's pretty good. Other than that, no, I appreciate you guys having me on. This was a great idea when I heard about it. I thought that was genius. So I really hope it takes off for y'all. And I did have a question. You guys, I'm sure, are planning in the future, if you get enough people signed up, to do like second and third place for the month.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And
what I figured.
that may come.
Yeah.
It may come this fall. So right now, I think we haven't made any money. There's
Yeah,
no.
we're finally here. I'll
I
tell
think
you
it's
this.
even.
Yeah, we're finally breaking even. So that's cool. We're not losing
Right.
money anymore. But yeah, it's our goal, and we talk about it all the time. Like,
Yeah.
we're not in this to make money off of the anglers, off of the entry fees. We want it to be 100% payback. But we also don't want to take a bath every single month and say,
Right.
hey, we're going to increase. And then, we have months like, July, August that
Yeah.
maybe are a little bit more dry. Whenever it comes to, well, pun intended, I guess, whenever it comes to entries and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, coming this fall, if things keep on going the way that they're going, yeah, we're going to be up in the
Yeah.
pot a little bit.
Yeah, I'd love to play first, second, third, and all. Fifth. Depending on the money.
Right.
Money's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 So
We used to be in the solo pro, not the top 100, but some another circuit, and we did a lot of filming, and he did MCing and stuff like that. So we've talked about this for several years. It just this is the backers right here.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah. But yeah, well, Mike, appreciate you taking time out. And if you need anything, just holler at us.
Yeah.
But we'll be looking forward to following you this year and see what you do in July.
the biggest bass, fattest bass weighed in so far.
That is
in
true.
The challenge.
That is true. You are the reigning champ for the year right now. So
Right now. Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am the fattest.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right. Well, Mike, I appreciate you. And good luck to you the rest of the year. I'm sure we'll have you on soon.
All right. Thank you, guys. You guys are
Mike.
doing a great job. I love the idea. You guys run it well. Everything's top notch. So I appreciate that.
Perfect.
buddy.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
See you guys.
See you. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.